to my mind is my mother telling me, don't ever let your husband see you without makeup. Oh. I was like about 15, I think. Yeah. And she wore really heavy makeup.
Guys, makeup costs. Like, it is expensive. It is expensive being a girl, okay? To sum it up, it is expensive being a girl.
The first prompt is, makeup culture contributes to the belief that women must always look flawless to be valued. 3, 2, 1.
Let's see what they have to say about this.
I think it's up to women. We have our own minds and we decide what we want to look like every day, makeup or no makeup.
I do agree with that statement. Culture has its influence, it has its role. At the same time, like she said, we have the decisions at the end of the day on what we decide to do, whether we decide to wear makeup or not.
I feel like if anything, recently the makeup culture has been doing the opposite, where people do crazy makeups and they don't center makeup and, you know, the makeup industry around beauty, but rather creativity and art.
That's cool, except when they start to judge you by how you look, you know, with your makeup, especially when it comes to getting a job. I mean, now it's like that's part of the dress code. They expect you to have makeup on, and I don't think that's
hit or miss.
I think you should be able to show up as you naturally look, and that's okay.
But you might...
So yeah, like I can see where she's coming from. So the girl in the brown says makeup has being used for more like artistic purposes. Yeah, like there's definitely, I've seen like women who they like the art of makeup, because really art, like makeup is an art at the end of the day, so that is true. But what this older lady who is on the no makeup side, as far as like, well, jobs expect you to do that, I don't know if it's necessarily how you dress or if it's like the makeup. Me personally, I think that it can actually just lean more towards how you dress. I think how you dress, like how you show up to like a job interview, I think they'll look at what you're wearing probably first and foremost, and if you're even wearing makeup. Like, yes, look presentable, but I don't know. I guess it depends. It depends. Like, okay, say for example, you know, somebody wants to get a job at Sephora. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe makeup might be a play because you're working at a makeup place. But if it's something else, I don't know. I feel kind of indifferent about that, but that's just me.
You know, Alicia Keys would brag about how she wouldn't wear makeup, but if I had her face...
She is beautiful.
Well, like Pamela Anderson, you know, she's doing the whole no makeup thing, and people act like, "Ooh, you're so brave." And why is that brave?
Right.
Yeah. That's a good question. Why is that brave? Yeah, because I mean, it's just the times we're living in. You know, we have the magazines, we got social media. I've been on YouTube for quite a long time, almost 10 years now. And even before then, I was watching lots of influencers and YouTubers, beauty influencers, before I even started doing my own content back in like 2016. And I must say, it's just funny how the beauty industry itself has evolved. And you know, I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all either. Why is not wearing makeup seen as brave now? Because it's not trendy. That's what I think. Tell me your thoughts.
And I think it's brave.
Why is that brave?
Well, you know, because, you know, she's used to people seeing her with makeup, you know? So, and she's in the public eye.
So she's
I'm not even in the public eye. I don't like looking at myself without makeup.
Yeah, I think people expect what...
I'm not gonna lie though, that is kind of sad. You think like an older woman would be more comfortable in her skin. It's just very interesting hearing an older woman saying that she doesn't like how she looks without makeup. So that just caught me off guard.
Like the makeup industry, like, I mean, all their ads have perfect skin, perfect makeup, and I don't really think that people should be hiding their flaws when it comes to makeup in that way. It enhances beauty, and I think that's great. And I love makeup, it's artistic, but I don't think it should be necessary for us to always have to wear makeup.
Exactly. And I don't...
Yes, I'm gonna pause it before she says something. I agree. I'm glad that she said that, because to me, even though she's probably sitting on the no makeup side, I think that she's kind of like how I am. Right now, I'm wearing makeup, okay? Because I went to church earlier. Here's how I feel about makeup. Makeup should enhance. I like how she used that word, enhance. Enhance your features. It should not alter your features, and to the point where you feel like you have to wear it all the time as well. Whenever I first started wearing makeup, I've always was like, I want to still look like myself. Like, I don't want to look like a completely different person.
I have a wild story about not wearing makeup, and it had a medical impact on me. So I was heavily pregnant, and I went in for my not annual checkup. I went in for my checkup with my doctor who's going to deliver my baby. And I wasn't wearing makeup that day. And she took one look at me and she said, "Oh, you look really drawn and unwell. We need to run some extra tests." And I was really worried about that. I'm heavily pregnant. I've never been pregnant before. I'm worried about my baby.
Yeah.
And I have a doctor here telling me I look drawn and I looked unwell. And it took me a moment to go, no, wait a minute. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not wearing mascara.
Wow.
I'm not wearing the blusher. And so I looked grayer and I looked like unwell. And I'm thinking, wow, that could have put me through unnecessary medical tests.
Yeah.
Because the way I presented to this medical professional, to no fault of her own, was that I was somehow unwell.
Wow, very interesting story. This kind of like goes back to what I just said. Like, I think that it should enhance, not alter to the point where you're like unrecognizable. Now, she said that she did say that she used a little bit of makeup, and you know, when she wasn't wearing it, you know, she looked sick. I always make it a point to still take care of my skin, still make sure that I'm taking care of my body overall.
Makeup is a waste of time and money, and natural beauty is enough.
I don't really think it's a waste of time if you're trying to enhance your features or just, you know, kind of dress up a little for special occasions. Money, I think it could be a waste of money because some of those palettes out on the market are just, oh my god,
they cost.
Yeah.
For
They cost, yes.
Crazy.
They cost.
Ridiculous. I mean, who has that money?
No, I shoot all the time with professionals, and they have incredible kits, and I hear how many thousands of dollars professionals invest in it.
Yeah.
And I go home, honestly, and I buy dupes at the drugstore. I don't spend that money, but I appreciate it. And it's an art form. We were talking about it. And it's this incredible transformative power. And it's used so consistently and so perfectly in front of the camera. But in my day-to-day life, I'm buying drugstore dupes.
Right.
Yeah.
And well,
I respect that. Guys, makeup costs. Like, it is expensive. Like, I personally, this is not sponsored, okay? I love the Estee Lauder mascara. It's about $40 for a little thing of mascara. I buy it once a year, and it lasts me throughout the year. Yes, you can do drugstore stuff, and there's a lot of drugstore products that look really good. It's just that for me, when it comes to things that I put on my face, I've started to learn to not cut corners when it comes to certain things. Like I just wouldn't mind splurging on, and that's actually makeup. I found that I'd rather just pay the extra for a little bit better quality makeup that lays better on my face, that my skin doesn't react to. So that's something to keep in mind. It is expensive being a girl, okay? To sum it up, it is expensive being a girl.
like if you have to evacuate, just say, like it's an emergency situation. Some people feel like, but wait, I need to put on. Really? When I was little, I broke my arm.
Oh my.
I knew I broke my arm. My mother was watching her stories, her soap operas.
Yeah.
And it was a inconvenience, I understand, but she needed to take me to the hospital, but I needed to wait for her to put her makeup on.
Oh.
I think, so maybe
Okay,
that's
that's
my answer a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time and money.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hearing her share her story now, it's starting to make sense why she thinks the way that she does. Yeah, that's actually, to me, I don't think that's like saying that makeup is a waste of time. I think that's just a fault on her mother. That's more of like a personal thing, but still, that wasn't cool. I feel bad.
But also a waste of time and money. I can see how it can be a waste of money. I think when you spend too much on anything, it can be a waste of money.
There you go.
I think there's always quality in high quality things.
Yes.
And high quality in not so like expensive things as well. I feel like you can take that with anything, clothing, bags, shoes.
Exactly.
I think it's all about what works for you, and like if you find that and it works for you and it's expensive or not expensive, then that's great. And I think we all have a responsibility of like what we spend our money on and like our time with.
Exactly.
And it's just up to you at the end of the day, I feel.
This is what I said. Whether it's makeup, shoes, clothes, hair products, whatever, anything could be a waste of money. Do what you want to do. That's all I'm trying to say.
Next prompt. There is no harm in children using makeup.
My mom personally, like I grew up like a super creative kid. Like I love drawing and everything, and I started wearing makeup when I was really young. But she would let me play in it, but she wouldn't let me like go outside with it. I think I personally, at least, like if I were a parent, I would probably like let my child play in it, like at home, whatever, have fun, but not like actually go outside, unless maybe like I know that some kids do, like how you mentioned earlier, like dance recitals and stuff. I kind of get that because sometimes they are required to do it. It's like you can't really pick and choose, but I think like for me, I do agree with my mom how she let me play with it, but then, you know, maybe in middle school, high school is when she kind of like, okay, like now you can kind of like do your thing, like if you want.
Yeah. Okay. I can see where they're coming from. I did like how she brought up, you know, her story and being little and wanting to play with makeup. But when you're in the privacy of your own home, have at it. I think that's a pretty good balance for me personally when it comes to kids and makeup. So yeah, let's see who the next person has to say.
That makeup is an art form and you can be so creative with it and stuff. However, when it comes to children, you don't always know exactly what you're putting on your face. Like in the makeup industry, there's a lot of makeup out there with toxic chemicals, especially from American brands versus like European or South Korean skincare and makeup. So I think that's just one thing where I would deter children from even putting anything on their skin.
So we got health reasons or, you know, their face. And that is true. Little kids, like, you got to be careful of what you put on their skin because it is sensitive. And this is actually part of the reason why even my mom, for the longest, wouldn't allow me to wear, like, actual makeup because she was like, Serena, like, your skin, like, you're so young. When you start wearing it, you're going to have to start keeping up with it. And at the time, I was like, ugh. But now I'm like, you know what? Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom, for that.
If you're not going to be letting children, you know, put makeup on their skin because of the ingredients, then you should not be letting your child, you know, drink soda or consume like processed foods and things like that, because that's something that you're putting inside your body. And I don't know, I have younger siblings.
That's a good point too.
10 and 12 right now. So they eat chicken nuggets. I don't know what's in a chicken nugget. The ones like store-bought, you know. They drink soda, they eat ice cream, and those are things that are actually going inside their bodies. And I feel like makeup is something that you're putting on your face. It's like the least of your like concerns when it comes to children, unless you're living like an extremely healthy, ideal life.
Let me hear what you guys think. I've been talking a lot. I want to hear from you. What do you guys think of what she said? I mean, she brought up a good point about we be more cautious about what goes inside children's bodies and also what we put outside on their bodies. Both of them are right.
To my mind is my mother telling me, don't ever let your husband see you without makeup. I was like about 15, I think. Yeah. And she wore really heavy makeup.
I'm sorry, that's wild. Like that is wild to me. Again, like the more, see with the black lady on the end, that's no makeup, and even this white lady on the left that is like about makeup. Notice how both of them, their views on makeup stems from their mother. Like their mothers, like it's like what their mothers did, what their mothers said shapes like how they view makeup. And I think that's just so interesting. It just shows you how much a mother's influence, like how mothers think of themselves, how mothers treat and raise their daughters shapes their daughters. With the kids and makeup, the thing that concerns me though is really two things concern me. We also have to be careful and keep in mind that we live in a very very crazy world, and there are crazy people, and a lot of people unfortunately do not have good intentions with children, and they don't look at children as innocent. They look at them as objects. So when it comes to makeup in little kids, specifically say like little girls, you know, I've seen little girls, like they'll wear makeup, yeah, like for dance recitals and stuff like that. But even still, there's a part of me that just wants to like protect, in a sense. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. And second, you know, I think that, you know, wearing makeup is like a coming of age kind of thing. And I don't want little girls. I just want little girls to enjoy being little girls. And I think that that's why it has to be boundaries and certain things set in place. If a kid, like I said, if they want to get like the toy makeup from Ross, and just because they just want to smear their lips with something and, you know, have fun with it, that's one thing. But I think that with social media, the beauty influencers and the beauty industry now, it's almost kind of like you have girls that aren't even 13 yet already trying to buy stuff for a full face of makeup. And I'm like, enjoy your youth. Enjoy being 10. Enjoy being 10. You shouldn't be having to worry about foundation and concealer and bronzer and blush and eyeshadow and all of that at 10. So that's what I think. That's where I stand on this. And but yeah, this overall was a good discussion. The link to the full video is in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel. Like, I'm gonna be doing a lot more reaction videos. You definitely don't want to miss out on those videos. And that's all that I have for you guys today. God bless you all, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.